Yeah, traveling with Nightmare now. That's coming to an end because he'll start high school workouts in July. He just came back from Florida. He played down there. This is his second year doing that.
That's what's up.
Yeah. So between him playing the regular season and this last season, you were there. They went all the way down there and played in state. So
Oh, they actually went down, huh? How'd they do on that?
they played a state championship. They lost, unfortunately.
Yeah.
They lost to a team that they had beat during the regular season. So, yeah, I can't.
I saw the last game up at Hamilton.
Mm-hmm.
I was there for that. I was taking pictures. Actually, I don't know. Did
You sent me a couple of pictures.
Oh, you know what? Damn, that makes me. Yeah. Nah, but so you think the Nightmare got him ready for
Definitely got him ready for it because I wouldn't say necessarily it was a combination of two things. It was Nightmare because it was him playing with different kids and the mindset they had, and he had to bump up because he played with.
Well, let's just try to turn the game down a little bit. And if we have to go to one mic, we can. It's fine. It'll be quick. I was listening to. But,
okay.
But sound check wise, Sebastian, if you need to interrupt, because we're just talking now, right? So, I mean, that's literally we literally missed the podcast footage. Finally, that's all it is. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. It's just unfortunate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it was a combo because he had to step up his game. You know, he's not just the best kid. When he first started playing, he was the best kid on one of the best running backs or the best running back in Ledger. And then we came to Norwich. He had his year that he had to grow up, and then after that, he was one of the best running backs in Norwich. Yep. Well, now he was on a team that a little bit of everybody was on. So he had to step his game up. Because anytime you play with either Blessed or X, then it's the X show or it's the Blessed show. So you got to prove yourself that you're worthy to run and worthy to do this and worthy to do that. So he had to do that.
Yeah. No, it was I was glad that just Sebastian, let us know if you needed to change gain or something like that. Let us know. All right. But I was glad that he got to play with those kids, right? Because I loved coaching Magnus, Angel, all of those kids, right? But
Angel don't play no more either, right?
Yeah, he's strictly basketball now.
Yeah.
Doing something though, right? Like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Why don't y'all doing something?
Right.
They even necessarily got to be sports. But,
right. It's got to be something.
But I was always sorry that we couldn't get our line together. Like,
right.
Like, man, like if we could have got 2 or 3 linemen, that was about it.
Right.
Right. We were missing. Skilled guys was never Noah's problem. Right. Our skilled guys can go most places and get some quality time.
Right.
But I don't know what Dwayne doing now, but I kind of understand him not wanting to play quarterback for Norwich, right? Because we just couldn't get a line for nothing. Like, I don't.
Well, he did. He had some quarterback snaps this year. The year that just passed. He had some quarterback snaps. They used him at a couple different places too. They used him in defense as well, and that was part of it. That was you had to earn your spot, regardless of what your spot was. Yeah. You had to earn it.
Yeah.
There was no. It didn't make a difference who you were, who your dad was, who your mom was. You had to earn that spot. Yeah. If somebody was better at it, somebody was just better at it.
Yep.
So there were some games that Magnus played just defense, especially in the beginning.
Yeah.
And then he was able to play offense and able to get in there and I can't complain at all because he was able to get his runs in and he made touchdowns, I think, against everybody we went against, at least one. And more importantly than him being on that team with all the Nightmare kids or on the Nightmare team was the fact that this was their second year playing in this league.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like it was before with Norwich. You played in Norwich and the only team you were worried about was New London.
Mm-hmm.
This was you had New London every single week. You know what I'm saying?
At least New London every single week.
So, but, I applaud all the kids for the year before when they took their lumps when we first went over. Because they took that butt whooping and they showed up every single week. And it was different to me because, this year was different to me because some teams opted not to play us.
Really?
Because they knew they were going to lose. So they were like, yeah, I'm good.
Aw, man.
See, and that's what I'm saying. Year before, we played regardless.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You practiced, you played.
You know that was going on.
Yeah. There was a couple times they were like, yeah, we're good.
I actually do remember that happening once.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I was coming to that game.
Right.
Yeah. Because I keep trying to make it out to y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I was talking to Q.
Right.
Speaking to Q. And he was saying, like, his biggest gripe, and this is what I want to, not to put Nightmare on the spot or anything like that, you know what I'm saying? But
right.
So do you feel like, because he was saying that the biggest thing is the play calling, like transitioning over to, it's not just you being athletic, it's you knowing where to be because it's all happening for a reason, and you got to learn the language. Like, he was going over, because whenever me and Q get together, because I don't know, you probably know this about, I'm into X's and O's. Like,
right.
My issue is making the kids understand it. That's my issue.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But if I could just sit somewhere and draw X's and O's all day.
Right.
I'm all over that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But he went over, he was showing me a couple plays and then he was showing why he ran those plays based off, and then like the play calling. So I was trying to, without being like Q, I was trying to replicate his language because he was the next one in line.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So they were all going to Q, so why not use some of Q terminology?
Right.
So that's where we got Texas and all that stuff. That's all Q.
Right.
Because, again, no pride. Like, I know his system is what the next level is. So the highest, so what's the U that's the highest? That, is it 15 that we got? And no, I know like the league we in is 18 or whatever.
Yeah, something like that. But they probably won't play no higher than 13 or 14.
Yeah. So like 13U is the gym. That's the products. Right. So all of you under that should be working towards.
Right.
You all should be on the same page.
Right.
It ain't got to be the same playbook.
Right.
But same play calling format. That should be pretty easy.
Well, here's the
because a lot of kids fall off when they get to high school because they don't want to learn the terminology. They don't want to learn the playbook. And I know for a fact that Q terminology is a little bit worse than what Norwich's was. So I'm wondering how many kids gonna survive. You know what I'm saying?
Well, this is just my opinion. My opinion is that is a combination of the kids and the parents.
Yeah.
If you know you got a kid, like I'm not sitting here saying to everybody, Magnus is going to be the next whatever playing out of Cincinnati or playing out of whatever. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
What I am saying is if he sticks to what he does and continues to progress the way he has, because no matter where he goes, he ends up being a key player and one of the best players of the team. If he sticks with that, then that's going to get him to college and beyond.
Yeah.
And it is my job to make sure he gets there. Yeah. Not just my job and his mom's job, to make sure he gets there. So if we both have to take that playbook home, because I don't know X's and O's like you do. So I damn sure don't know them like he does.
Yeah.
So if I got to learn them and he has to learn them at the same time, then that's just what it has to be. But also, it is my opinion that coaches need to know who they have to coach. So if you got like a double Ohio chicken wing to the left, and you know your kids aren't going to get that, but you know some of them will and some of them won't, then you're gonna have to really flex your coaching skills. That's the reason why I don't coach high up.
Yeah.
I coach little kids. Little kids are easy for me. Easy to motivate, easy to get out there, and the plays are easy.
Yeah.
Now I can step off the field and watch him do what he's doing in high school, but I'm gonna have to do it with him. So these other kids are gonna have, and parents are gonna have to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to show up on game day and watch their kid have the best block, or run the best touchdown, or throw the longest ball. But nobody wants to sit with their kid Tuesday night when they got off work and help them get the plays down.
See, when I used to coach, no parent used to come talk to me because
Right.
I used to always ask one question. Like, got a couple parents coming to talk to me, and I go, my kid ain't getting blah, 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 my kid ain't getting playing time. And I go, so during the off season, how often you play catch with your kid? Like, none? Oh. So you expect us to make him safe to be out on the field and
Right.
a superstar
Right.
based on 2 hours a day,
2 hours
3
a day.
months out of the year.
Yeah, 2 hours a day. You think your kid should be
And
Tom Brady?
in one of those hours, we got to try to get his attention.
Right. Because you ain't here. You know he has issues,
Yo.
but you ain't down here telling him to focus.
Yo.
You just in the parking lot chilling, or you ain't even in the parking lot. You just drop him off and then take off wherever else you going.
Yeah, for real. For real.
So, yeah, I
Yeah. So I think in Magnus has seemed like one of those kids that really could like adapt and overcome, right? So from what I see, you and your wife, like I'm obviously I'm not there with y'all personally, but from what I see, like obviously it shows that you guys are doing. Magnus is a well-mannered kid, like. Even when you get flustered, you know what I'm saying? Like most kids nowadays, especially since Corona,
bro.
man, like I was talking to the down in soccer, SSC down in London. He got I talked to one of the moms there. She a 5th grade teacher at the New London Middle School. I think it's part of the middle school down there.
Benny Dover or whatever it is now.
I don't know. But she had to get like police escorted because the kid went off and the mom came in and backed the kid up and like threatened the teacher to where like at graduation they had to have the chief of police sitting next to her because that lady was out in the crowd. Like I don't even know if I should be saying this, but
right.
But it's like, bro, like what? When do you take your kid? Matter of fact, your kid is on camera doing wrong, but you know what I'm saying. But you like threatening to take your life.
Like
you know
I said,
what?
it's everybody. I shouldn't say everybody. It's harder to be a real parent these days. A real parent, the type of parent that you have to. You can't just be the cool parent. You can't just show up when it's convenient. You just can't. When I first brought Magnus down there, I forget it was one of those workouts at the gym in the industrial park.
Yeah, that used to be Summit.
Yeah. I brought him over there, and he matter of fact, it was before that. It was at the green right in front of NFA. And the kids were throwing him the ball, and he couldn't catch shit. I mean, he couldn't catch a damn ball. You know it. You know he couldn't catch a ball to save his life.
Yo.
So after that, first of all, his mom, Miranda, looked at me and was like, you need to do something about that. Because I didn't know it was that bad. I didn't. But as soon as I realized it was that bad, then whenever we took the dogs to the dog park, which was like every other day, if not every day, him and me outside the dog park playing catch. I spent the entire summer, regardless of how many hours I worked, regardless of how tired I was, regardless of anything, working with him out there to make sure he could catch. Mm-hmm. So then he got to the point where he could catch that, but he couldn't catch. Like, he wasn't a wide receiver. He wasn't a, he couldn't do that, but he could catch. If you was able to, he ran around, he turned, the ball be right there, he was able to get it.
Mm-hmm.
So then it became, I had to continue to do that with him and everything until the point where now all of a sudden it's, it's girls are showing up at the games and realize stuff like that. So now he don't even need me to do it with him no more because it ain't cool to drop. You know what I'm saying? So now all that took over. So I can step back and be like, all right, you good now. I don't even have to be. I don't even have to be that part of it anymore. But
that's funny.
You have to be. You have to be a parent. You have to do the stuff that's not cool to do. It's not cool to do that.
Yeah.
It's not cool to come home. I mean, I started a new job not long ago, but I would work some of the days that he had games. I would work overnight, 12 and a half hours, and go straight to home, grab him, and go straight down to the field to the game.
Yeah.
It's got to be done. He needs your. Once you are a parent, then you have to sacrifice that kind of stuff. Yeah. If you want to put somebody productive out into the world, you have to sacrifice that stuff. Trust me, I'm just as tired as anybody else, or, and there's a saying that I saw on Facebook one time. I forget how long ago it was, but it was a picture of a father walking with his child, and the saying said, your kids get to an age where they stop listening to what you're saying and start watching what you're doing. So you have to lead by that example.
Was it important?
No, it's not.
My bad, yo.
No problem. So if they see you wilding out all the time, then they think it's cool to wild out.
By the way, shout out to my son Sebastian, our producer, right now. It's all good. But anyways, but it's definitely so. To certain people, I feel like that response to having a kid is natural. Right. So it's kind of when we see parents that's not doing that, like everybody got their own walk of life. I try not to judge anybody, right? But it is hard to, like, sometimes you see some stuff and you like, how? Like, I lose my temper a lot too. Especially my oldest. Today I almost knocked him out twice. Right. Playfully. Respectfully.
Right.
But you get it.
Yeah. Trust me.
Like, I was like, yo, like, how? So I get it. You know what I'm saying? But I love my kid.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing almost to a fault. Like, so do you believe that there is like a over spoiling your kid? Like, do you think that's the thing? Like, and what is it?
You can definitely over spoil your kid, and I think that comes from parents that want to be friends more than they want to be parents.
Yeah.
And like, if I was ever called down to the school because Magnus or any one of my kids did something wrong, I'm not just gonna blindly believe whatever teacher tells me. I wouldn't blindly believe it, but I know what my kids are capable of. So, like, even my father used to do this to me when we used to have parent-teacher conferences. He would say, okay, what am I going to hear in this room that I have not heard from you already? It is better for you to tell me now than me to hear it from whoever when I get in there. So I have check-ins when the kids were in school. I have check-ins with them. All right, how's school going? Like, I try to ask Magnus at least every other day, tell me a couple things you learned in school today. And here's the thing, stuff like that is quick. It don't take much to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's not like I'm saying you got to sit with your kid every night for 2 hours and nothing like that. I'm saying stuff like that is easy. If you can sit on your phone, you can ask your kid, give me 2 things you learned in school today. Just 2 things. Just tell me 2 quick things. And the funny thing about that is, if I, like, when he was playing this past season, if I had to pick up somebody else's kids, which I did, I'd ask them the same thing. Hey,
yeah.
what'd you learn in school today? What's this?
Yeah.
What's that? Because that's just what I'm used to. So if you ride with me, I'm gonna ask you.
Yeah.
And it's that type of mentality, I think, that gets you more to the point of them respecting you.
Mm-hmm.
So they realize, I'm not going to be in school doing something stupid. Now Magnus will still do kid stuff in school, and he's gotten like a lunch detention or whatever, but like he got a lunch detention for doing this stupid shadow boxing thing they do now. I don't know what it is.
I don't know what you, but I know shadow boxing.
Right.
Yeah.
So he got one for that.
I'm sure it's something incredible.
Right. Exactly.
Because everything's extra nowadays.
Right.
For real,
so I get the good thing about schools now, at least the teachers, middle that he's going to, is that or that he went to before he's going to start high school, is that they send text messages when something like that happens. So I get the text, LaRonda got the text, so he knows coming through the door that he's gonna have to explain it. He knows it. So he calls me from the bus. I said, "Bruh, don't even do it right now. When I get home, we'll go through it then." So he's already on edge a little bit about what's about to happen when I get to the house.
That's funny.
So I get there and I'm like, "Look, if you know that it's against the rules to do, and you're in a bunch of friends that are doing it, walk away. Because even if they lump you all together, it's not a good thing to do.
Yeah.
So why are you even wasting your time with something like that?"
Yeah.
So it
get caught up in pack mentality.
that's exactly it. So we're trying to teach him. We're trying to teach him how to be more of a leader or an individual rather than a follower.
Yep.
And especially these days, because like he'll tell me, "Oh, they were making fun of this kid, they were making fun of that kid at school." I said, "Dude, you better not get involved in that, because the way the world is now, that kid come back to school the next day with something extra in his backpack, and remember you from the day before making fun of him."
Yeah. Now this Sebastian, he's never been like that kind of person, right?
Right.
The down part is he's in his head, school isn't worth it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But he's always been one-on-one.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's like I'm dealing with that with him. Donovan, on the other hand, I'm a little worried about him being a pack.
Right.
But he loves school. He started out loving school, though. You know what I'm saying? It all changed, Donovan, he cute. He plays soccer.
Right.
Like, so all the girls.
Right.
Christ.
Yeah.
All of y'all stay away from my boy.
Right.
All of y'all.
Yeah. Magnus is coming into that now. This last season, when we had home games, there were a couple of girls there with posters that had his name on it and his number. And LaRonda was like, "Oh my God, what is happening?"
No, I'm good.
So I told her, I was like, it's gonna wait till high school. And if they're doing well, it really won't make a difference if they're doing well.
Yeah.
He start running. I mean, he's running back with his number on him and everything. He's in school with his jersey on. It won't make a difference.
Just gotta teach him, right?
So even with what you say with him, not thinking school's not worth it.
But here's the thing. We went through his phone the other day. On the low, that dude, when they, anyways, they get him on it. Anyways,
Right.
So, it's just, I gotta, he ain't so innocent as I thought he was.
Right.
I'm gonna leave it at that.
Come on,
You know
man.
what I'm saying? So,
Come on, man. It's high school, right?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah,
If they don't get it from you, they gonna get it from school.
yeah, for real.
Rather it be you. We have those me and Magnus have those conversations. Tell them, look, you say you want to go to college, play football and all this other good stuff. You ain't going to college playing football if I got to take care of your little Nino or Nina back at the house. Because if I didn't help make it, I ain't helping pay for it. That's you, bruh.
You say that.
I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, you say
I'm
that.
not going to do it.
That baby will come out. You be like, get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here.
First of all, I had to stop his mama from killing him.
No, y'all thought y'all was soft on y'all babies.
Oh my God, please.
When y'all
Please.
Yo.
When it's the right conditions, of course.
No matter what. Y'all,
Come on, bro.
No, real talk.
Right.
Of course, that's not what we want.
Right.
Of course, like that's not even
right.
Like that's not what I'm saying.
Right.
But let's just say Magnus lost his everlasting mind.
Right.
And had a kid.
Right.
Like you're gonna be mad.
Yeah.
As soon as you see it, you're like, oh.
Yeah.
like,
but see, I would love the kid.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Of course, I would love the kid.
Of course. Yeah.
But now that changes the dynamic of everything.
100%.
It changes the dynamic of everything because now, excuse me, even if he wanted to go off to school, now decisions have to be made with people above him, like myself, LaRonda, and whoever this young girl's parents are.
Yep.
We have to decide whether it's worth him going off to school and we foot the bill, or he stays here and he foots the bill. So now either I got a pissed off, used to be running back that's now working security at Foxwoods.
You hear that? Oh, keep it in your pants, man.
Or I got to work overtime well into my 60s to help this boy with this new one now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Either way, it's a losing situation.
I 100% agree with
So I try to tell him all the time. I said, dude, you are now in high school. Unfortunately, it's going to be like the best 4 years of your life. But now it has to be the most mindful 4 years of your life. You got to be mindful of your friends.
Yeah.
You got to be mindful of your girlfriends, whoever the case may be, because you can't. He has like high hopes. He wants to go to LSU, and I don't doubt that he'll be able to get there because I just got a text message earlier today from the school he was in saying he made this is his second semester making honor roll in a row.
Nice.
So I don't doubt that his grades will be good enough, and I know if he continues like he is, he'll physical ability, but now he has to be mindful. He can't get in. He can't get in trouble. He can't get in trouble with drugs because it's a rap. He can't get in trouble with like him getting in a physical altercation with some young lady. It's a rap. You know what I'm saying? He can't. So now he has to be mindful of all this. If he was just some kid going to high school, I'd be like, you know what, dude? The Army and the Navy hires all the time. So keep yourself out of trouble and keep your grades to the point where you can pass that ASVAB and then go off and do something with your life. Be all you can be. You know what I'm saying? But he's got high hopes, man. You know?
Yeah. Nah, I hear you, man. Like, that's, yeah. And that, there's always a gray line out there where you kind of like, nobody tells you how to be a parent. We all do the best we can, though, right? I mean,
that's all you can do, man.
As average, like I come across a lot of stuff, and you kind of like, but so social media highs and lows isn't the norm,
right?
Like most of us are decent parents, just trying to make when we want to keep our family safe,
right,
and be happy,
right?
Most of us, but
right.
What we see online kind of throw us off kilter. Right, like there's some of those people that fall into that stuff.
Yeah, it's either way on this side or way on this side. It's either like some parent that's not there all the time, or some parent like some of the prom pictures where this woman like gets a camel and puts down sand in the road and builds something, and then you realize she stole all the money she had. I mean, she stole all the money to do all this stuff. And
prom pictures is a whole. I can't stand prom pictures. I can't stand them.
I didn't have anything crazy like that. We had a limo. I had my dad's car that I parked at the prom, and that was it.
I'm talking about like just the disrespect that goes on when you got these parents posting this shit. But anyways, I don't even want to go down that road.
Yeah, it's to each his own. Everybody, there's no parenting book. But it is my opinion that every good parent, and I'm not talking about, a father and mother that have to be together. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about parent, period. Regardless of how you are parenting. You want your child to do better than you did.
100%.
So if you're raising your child and you're seeing the trend that they are going to, if you weren't a great student and your child isn't a great student, then there should be you talking to a teacher about getting that child tutoring so the child can be a better student. Period. There should be no question of, baby teacher's not going to... That's great, but now you're going to go from your house or your place to your kid's place and there'll be no difference.
Yeah.
And you want them to do better.
So, and this is my train of thought, right? And it's each kid is different.
Right.
Right? Different than he's different than me.
Right.
Right? So how much of that is pride as a parent and trying to like, so I know that stupid conversation come up when you get older with your kid, blah blah blah, and we like as parents we like to be able to say, oh my kid is a
right.
But does it ever say, oh my kid is this, my kid is that, my kid is happy? Because that's all that really matters, right?
See,
so I try to tell him,
right,
if you could work at Walmart,
right,
and not have to depend on anybody,
right,
and be truly happy,
that's it.
But I know you. But I know you.
And that's the thing. That's the thing. Like when I say to Magnus, when I talk about Magnus and I say, you know, he wants to go to college, he wants to do this. Notice I said he wants to do.
Yeah.
I never put LSU in his head.
Yeah.
I never told him anything about any of that stuff.
Yep.
These are all stuff that he came up with on his own.
Mm-hmm.
So I tell him all the time. I said, look, dude. You want to do these things physically. If you reach the point where you can't anymore, if you came to me tomorrow and said, I won't play no more football, I'm done. My oldest boy did that to me. And I was like, all right, fine, that's fine.
Yeah.
You don't want to play football no more? That's fine.
Side note. I know before now he never really like kicked it like this.
Right.
But I didn't know you had 2 other kids.
Oh yeah. My oldest kid is Sydney, and she was in the Air Force. She just got out. She did her first tour and she just got out.
Yeah.
And I have an older son named Miles,
mm-hmm.
and he's in college in Norfolk, Virginia.
I saw the Miles Morales photo shoot. That was tight.
Yeah, he did. He did that there. Once again, that's all him. That wasn't me. That was all him. He did that there.
Hey,
and
pull up the Miles Morales real quick. It should be on his Facebook.
And Sydney wanted to join the Air Force. I tell you what, Sydney just wanted to join the military.
Yeah.
Because her she didn't get into the college she wanted to go to. So LaRonda told her, why don't you just go? She said she wanted to be a nurse at the time. Why don't you just go to community college, because Three Rivers has a great nursing program.
They do actually. Yep.
2 years at there, and then another year of some change of the nursing particular curriculum.
Yep. Yeah, you got to. So 2 years there, and then you got to go to some kind of university or a specialized college or something.
Right.
Like that.
So we said, why don't you do that?
Yeah.
At the time, and I mean, is he your oldest?
Yeah.
Okay. So at the time, she's a senior, or she's a junior. No, I don't want to do that. Somebody told her in school that only losers, people who can't get into real colleges, end up at Three Rivers up the road. So I told her, I said, I went to Three Rivers for a little while, and it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
If you needed to get where you want to go, it's not a big deal. Nobody cares how you got to where you're going. They just care that you're there.
Yeah.
So she didn't want to go that route. So at first she said, I want to join the Marines.
What?
So she went and took the ASVAB, and the first time she took the ASVAB, and I knew, me personally, that if she would have joined the Marines at the time, that she was going to be given a gun and a shovel and told to dig in right here and shoot whatever's in front of you. Now, this comes to the point where you have to know your child. Mm-hmm. My daughter's not built that way.
Right.
She's not, go Joe for America. She just wanted to get out the house.
Have you been in the military?
No, my father was in. My father was in for almost 30 years. So, she just wanted to get out the house. So if you're joining the military to just get out the house, in my opinion, that's not where you should be. You know? So
what if you had to get out of the house? Because that's why I joined. Like I had to.
Right. But I told her, I said, you know, you don't. I said, why don't you try either the Navy or the Air Force?
I joined the Navy.
Right. So I said, try one of those. That way you're not on the front lines, and you'll get some sort of career out of it, training, whatever the case may be. So it ended up being the Air Force, thank God.
Yeah.
But she still had to do a deployment in the Middle East. So she still had to go to Qatar, and she went through a bunch of stuff when she was there, and now she's dealing with the aftermath of that. But she's going to be going to University of Michigan here in a few months, and she'll be going pre-law. And so now she's going pre-law. Miles started out as a football player. Now he's a cheerleader. So he started out as a football player, then he became a dancer, then he was a cheerleader.
He's probably pretty good at it.
Oh, he's amazing at all of them. Yeah. So he's at ODU, and he's at ODU.
Okay.
And he's on the cheer team, and he was on the dance team. He's been in magazines. They do when they did an ODU commercial, he was in that. Okay. He's got like a little thing coming out about him, like a little 5 or 10 minute.
Did you grab the photos yet? Was it Constant Hustle or was it under yours personally?
Well, it's under Constant Hustle only because I shared it to Constant Hustle.
Okay.
So if you go down, you might have to go down a ways because I've been posting like crazy.
Yeah, we'll get to all this pretty
right there. So
I saw those good pictures. So as amateur photographers ourselves,
right,
over there.
I don't know who you had to take those pictures.
Yeah, I noticed those instantly. Those were some good pictures, right? Shout out to Miles out there doing his thing. For real. I fell in line right with what you got going, huh? Constant Hustle,
yeah. You know, so
while we're here, we might as well stay here while we're here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
So yeah.
That so I do got a question about that, and this is all gonna go that grind, right? So well, first I guess explain Constant Hustle Comics to me. Like where did that come from? How long you wanted to do something like this? Did you fall into it?
I'm a writer. That is my I work where I work to pay the bills, but being a writer and being creative is part of who I am.
Yeah.
So I wrote films before, scripts for films and short films, and I produced some and stuff like that.
Okay.
So I was on a break from that because that is that's something completely different. That's you have to have comics, you have to have different people, but those people are as eager as you are. In film, I can pay somebody the regular day rate. Right, let's say if I paid a sound guy the day rate for a 5-day shoot, and I say, okay, I've got the money. When you get here, I'll give you the money and everything. He can cancel the day before because somebody else willing to pay him the day rate plus whatever else, and I've had that happen. So I was on a break from doing films and whatnot, and I was on Facebook scrolling, and I saw this article about how to make your own comic book, independent comic book, which I had no idea you could do. And the character that I saw in the article was Epic, EPIC, and I forget what it stands for. This guy named Lonnie Lowe I think he might be out of Arizona, I think. And his brother who made the comic and made a couple of different additions to the comic, and I bought the comic book, I read it, and I loved what I saw, and then I contacted him, and I said, hey, I'm looking to become part of doing comics and everything like that. What do I have to do? And just like I used to do to people when they used to ask me about making independent films, he gave me a list of things to do. He said, when you get those things done, come back to me. Because normally that separates everybody. Everybody wants to make a movie.
I was just going to say that.
Everybody wants to write a book or write a comic book.
Yeah.
Once you give them some things that they have to do, that separates everybody who wants to do it and people who don't want to do it. So I did those things. I came back to him, and then he gave me the lowdown on how to get an artist, because to make an independent, to make a comic book, and most people of course don't realize this, but so I write the scripts, and I'll send the scripts to an editor. An editor I have to pay X amount of dollars a page. So let's say you're the editor. I send you a 22-page comic book. You say, okay, I'm gonna charge you $5 a page to edit your book. So already I'm at $110, right? So all I did was pay you to edit what I did. $110 already. So I say, okay, I've got the script now to where I want it to be. 22 pages. I know it's good. We're all set. I go to an artist. I say, okay, I need this drawn. How much will you charge me for just pencils? Because what you see in a comic book is pencils and inks. Somebody who does the flat colors and somebody who does the regular colors. 4 separate people. So the penciler will say, I'll charge you $50 a page to do it. Right? Okay. So I pay you $50 a page. That's what, $1,000. That's $1,100. It's $1,100. So now you're already at $1,260. You're already at $1,260. So that's $1,260, and you have a comic book with just pencils. Oh, I forgot the letterer too. My bad.
Letterer.
So
is that all of like the letters like bang and pow?
Bang and pow in the words.
Yeah.
They do all that. So now you've got it penciled. So now, unless you hire somebody who does pencils and inks, the inker has to come in and do something completely different. So now instead of it looking like regular pencil, somebody comes in and makes all the ink. So it makes it the shading here and the extra there, and puts the ripples in here and puts that in there. So now you got to pay that person separately. So let's say that person said, I want $20 a page. So now that's another, $400? So now you're at $2,000. So you're at $2,000, let's say in roundabout. $2,000. And it's not even colored. It's inked, but it's not colored. And there's no letters.
When you said ink, I kind of thought you were talking about color.
No, ink is just the dark, parts of everything, the shading of everything. That's the inks. So then you get a colorist. Colorist average. And I'm talking about, and we'll get to another part of this after, but average between $30 and $50 a page. So by the time you're done with this book, you've spent probably between $2,000 to $3,000 putting just the book together, right?
That's just one book.
And that's just one book, right? That's just one book. So you spend between $2,000 and $3,000 putting the one book together. Then you have to either sell the book at Comic-Cons. You got to get copies of the book. Sell the book at Comic-Cons, or you come up with a Kickstarter campaign, which is what we do for the books. So we come up with a Kickstarter campaign.
See if you can just find his Kickstarter. It's on his Facebook. Click on it real quick. Let's check it out.
You find a Kickstarter. You start a Kickstarter campaign for the book. Kickstarter campaign, it basically gets the book in the hands of people who want to read independent comics, which there are a lot of people who want to read independent comics, because independent comics don't have to be a certain way.
We'll blur all that out if you want.
Oh, I don't care.
Okay. Yeah, so right here, Kickstarter.com. The link on the Facebook page for now. Do you have a .com yet?
It's .net.
.net. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So is it what is it?
ConstantHustleComics.net.
Yeah. You feel me? I mean, leave that up though. Oh, you did. You weren't recording it. Oh, yeah. All right. So that Constant Hustle Kickstarter right here.
Mm-hmm.
See, trying to get 1,500 plus goal. You got 1646.
Yeah. So we're over.
Which, by the way, True and Living is 100% as pledged because we see you trying to get something going.
Appreciate it, man.
All about the hustle. I mean, in a grand scheme of things, out of 1,600, we didn't give that much. I mean, but
every dollar counts, bro.
100.
Every dollar counts, bro.
And that's what I was trying to bring up. Like, if all you can give is $10, then just give $10. Help him out here grinding, doing this thing. You know what I'm saying?
And it's not like you don't get anything for it.
Yeah.
Whoa, sorry. You get I was looking at that, not paying attention.
No. Toss me those napkins back there. We'll make sure it don't spill. But other than that, yeah.
So you get like a digital version of the book, or for like your $10 or $20, you get a digital version of the book, or you'll get copies of that book and other ones that we have, or you'll get like a physical copy of the book, or you'll get your name will be on the thank you page that when you get the book, of course.
Yeah, so what they did was when you click the back this project, you add your payment information, and they give you a date, and at that date, whatever you pledge will come out. If they make their goal, the pledges will come out. If they don't, then they won't come out. So I think that's a pretty good. Since it's pretty easy. It took me 5 minutes to get on there and go ahead and back up the last line issue 1 and 2.
Yeah, it can be daunting for people who don't realize that you have to set up a profile, but it really only takes 5 minutes.
In today's age, you got to set up a profile for literally everything.
Right.
It depends on what you're interested in, what's on your radar.
Right.
And backing one of our own should be always me. I don't see me. I support local before anything else.
Right.
All the time. And there's nothing that bothers me more is when you're trying to support local and they want to give you a discount.
Right.
Man, it's like, no, that's not why I'm here.
Right.
I'm not here to get discounted. And
right.
Really, in dealing with True and Living, like, and down at the shop, people come in trying to barter all the time. And it's like, you don't walk into Walmart trying to barter, do you?
You don't walk into Nike saying, hey, can I get certain money off the hoodie or whatever the case may be?
Like this dude trying to make money.
Right.
Like, come on, man. Either buy it or don't. But bartering is annoying to me.
Yeah.
And every time I'm in there and it happens, I like look at him. He like, shut up.
Right. Yeah.
It's like,
no,
I don't. So annoying.
I don't get it because it's like, man, why don't you hook me up? And it's like, come on, bro.
Like that.
Come on, man.
I gotta pay the light bill. That's why.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
It don't even.
It
shouldn't even be a question of it.
It doesn't even make. Head over to Constant Hustle Is it Constant Hustle
ConstantHustleComics.net. Yep.
.net. Okay. Yeah. All right. Head over there. Let's check it out real quick. See what's popping with that. While you bringing that up, I did want to talk to you about the gym. Like I noticed you've been. I'm an advocate of workout myself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. So like, I definitely want to talk about that a little bit. Definitely.
Yeah.
Right. So you into lifting though, huh? You be.
Yeah, I compete in
Ooh. Did you spell it right?
Let me check real quick. Oh yeah, I compete in strength sports. So I do work out a lot, and it used to be a lot more.
No. Oh, is that it?
No, that's the store, but there's a website associated.
No, but still, let's check this out. So is this all you?
Oh yeah, we have there is.
What? No, go back to that. I didn't know all that was up there.
Yeah, there is. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's four or five of us in the camp all together. So it's not just my books. Like that first one with the blue one, Avery the Astonishing. I wrote that one. Then there's the pen. We have pens we sell.
Click on that real quick. Do they got a description? Let me see that real quick.
You know, I don't know if we have a description of.
Oh.
You know what? Now that you say that, I'm gonna go back and change that.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna go back and change that.
I was excited to read the description.
I'm gonna have to go and change that. I'm sorry. You got me on that one.
It's all good. It's all good. Yo, it's all living. Yo, don't. In a minute, we go to trueandliving.com and you see where I messed up at. so you know what I'm saying? Like, right. It's a learning experience. Right. It really is. We all and you know what? And that's part of it for me, right?
Right.
So you get and excuse my words if I'm using them wrong. Like you get to a point financially where you can think about your hobbies.
Right.
Right. Like, I mean, I don't mean to like assume any. You know what I'm saying?
No.
But so these like you try to figure it out as you go, right? But that's why there's other people.
Right.
Like, you see how quick I just thought of something you didn't.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
That's like a small example of why we need other people.
Dude,
and broke people for some reason always want to hate on everybody.
Oh my God!
Like
please.
We all broke. We all trying to make it. Let's bring each other up instead of like.
It's always. It's. I think what it is that, like, it's what I said before. Everybody wants to party. Nobody wants to clean up after.
Yeah.
So everybody wants to have, be part of True and Living, but they don't have the ability to have the storefront.
Yeah.
They don't know what it's like to get the T-shirts done. They don't know. They don't have anybody to do the to make up the logo or nothing like that.
Yeah.
So they're pissed off. Everybody has an idea.
Yeah.
And you know what? So I'm gonna be specific.
Okay.
Everybody has an idea, especially black people. Everybody has a huge idea of something that they want to do, but there's only a certain percentage of us that actually go out to do it.
I'm thinking black, but I'm thinking more like, see, growing up, I just kind of realized that we as black people like to think that our situations, there's a lot of our situation that's unique.
Yes.
Let's not get that twisted.
Right.
But nowadays it's more like rich and broke to me.
Right.
Like we all struggling.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But we all find a way to like bring each other down, no matter the race. I've seen white people doing that shit too.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's to me there's a line of money.
Right.
Maybe not even a line of money, but more of an attitude.
Right.
That doesn't allow you to get on board with what somebody else is doing.
Right.
Let's all get on board with each other. There's enough money for everyone.
That's the
you know what I'm saying?
It's the whole crab in a barrel mentality. But also
mine what Tupac said back in the day.
Also, it's like you have to separate yourself from the people that you know. There are doers, there are walkers, and there are talkers. There's more talkers than there are walkers. So everybody has an idea for a comic, but when I tell people I make comics, there's either two responses. One like, oh man, that's great. I've read comics forever. We can talk comics for hours.
Yeah.
Or there's, always want to write a comic. If I write a comic, can you make a comic book of it? I said, not for free. It don't work like that. I don't give a damn what kind of story you come to me with. It's not going to happen for free, because when you say, hey, can you put together this comic book for me? If I was to do it for free, you ain't going to sell it and give me none of it, none of the profit. So why would I do something for you for free that I wouldn't do for anybody else for free?
Yeah.
So the upside,
but I know you, man. Like, yo, you supposed to hook me up.
Exactly. Yeah, no. Yeah. People that know me know not to even have that conversation with me. Man. It's not gonna. The good thing I can say about this being independent comic book publisher or studio or maker or whatever, is that everybody is in the same boat when it comes to this. Everybody who independently makes comic books, regardless of their color, regardless of anything, is in the same boat.
Scroll down some.
So they never ask me for anything free. They never say, what about this or what about that? Because they know what it takes.
Who's a carnivore?
Carnivore is one of the guys, Dwayne Welch, that is one of our creators. One of our creators lives out of Virginia. Matter of fact, he lives out of Norfolk. Is it Norfolk, Virginia? I can't remember right now. It might be. It might be, but he made that book. He made that book up, and now we sell it on our website. And
I'm gonna ask a selfish question.
Right.
Does some of that go to you, or is that just like if I buy Carnivore, does that only go to him?
It goes to him, but it goes to him, and a small percentage of it would come back to Constant Hustle Comics.
All right, so
the way we do it is, like, say if you're a creator at Constant Hustle Comics, and you get you do a Kickstarter for a book you came up with, right? I'll help you find your artist. I'll help you find your editor. I'll help you find your colorist. I'll help all that stuff. And if, like, say at the beginning, if you say, look, if you come to me and say, look, and I'm not saying Dwayne has done this, but if you come to me and say, hey, this is the artist I want to use, and this is how much he is going to cost me per page. If you come to me and tell me that, and I know somebody who's going to be better, because the point of us is to make a better project with each and every substantial, probably each and every consecutive project.
Right, all about
so
progress.
If you come to me and say, look, I can only afford $30 a page, and this is the artist I know. I say, okay, I know a better one at $50 a page. I'll pay the difference, the $20 a page difference. I'll pay that. But when the Kickstarter goes, just give that back, and it won't be to me because I'll never take that cash. It'll be the Constant Hustle Comics. It'll be to print out books. It'll be to make posters. It'll be to make more pens. It'll be to have promo art or whatever case may be. It all goes to that.
To me, that network right that you got right there is like the I'm losing my thought. Where you trace it.
Right. Oh, the blueprint?
Right. I don't know why I couldn't think of that shit. It lost my mind just like that.
Right.
Well, but it's like the blueprint for what we all should be doing.
It's not, the way I look at it is I'm not gonna be big time overnight.
Yeah.
If I surround myself with the right people, and they're in the right situation where they know their creative minds aren't hindered by anything, if they know that they're they're gonna have a great product, something they're gonna be proud of, and something that's gonna last forever, that it's gonna allow them, they want to pour more into it. It's just like if you and I worked at whatever company, and they came to us and they were like, hey, at the end of the day, and they were like, hey, we need somebody to stay an hour over, right? If your company's taking care of you, and there's been times you needed them, and they were there for you, yeah, screw it, man. I'll stay an hour over. I ain't gonna do it for free, but I'll do it regardless.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I can easily say, nah, I gotta leave, man. End of the day, I gotta go. I don't know what you're gonna do.
Yeah. For real.
You know what I'm saying?
For real.
But if they're taking care of you and everything, then that's the case. So if I've the same thing with the creators and everybody is part of the family, because I call them my creative family. And it's the same thing. I've had to call people and say, hey man, I missed something. I need you to whip something up for me real fast. Like our graphic designer, the guy who designs the covers and the insides and everything of the pages of the book. I say, hey man, I forgot this, I forgot that. He said, don't worry about it, I'll take care of it. And he'll do that for me. You know.
Okay, yeah.
Now I'll have to, once again, I got to take care of him.
Yeah.
But he's
Try to
at
go
least
back on
willing
chores.
to do it.
Oh, you know what? So here's the thing. To me, relationships are all about mutual, like what I can get out of you and what you can get out of me.
Right.
Even now, like even literally right now, right? Like I'm gonna try to get you views, and I'm gonna try to put you onto who we got. You gonna try to put me onto who we got based on like us just putting this out.
Right. That's
But
why I posted it.
That don't
and
mean
I tagged.
that don't mean we can't have a good conversation. That don't mean we genuinely don't like being around each other.
Right.
Right. But
Right.
neither one of us is getting this for free.
Right.
Like it's
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If people just accept that and move on.
I think
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think people these days want something for nothing, and they feel that they are owed something. They are owed something for nothing.
For what?
And I don't understand it, and I don't get. I'll give you a perfect example. When I first started Constant Hustle Comics, I wanted to do everything black. So I wanted the writers to be black. I wanted the artists to be black. I wanted everything to be black.
We're gonna talk about that.
Right? So I went down that road. Wanted to involve an artist. This is before I ran into a brother that's part of it. But I wanted to involve this artist. At the time, I was working a lot of overtime, so I had extra cash. So he's like, okay, this is how comic books work. You pay me up front for the amount of pages you want done. I said, okay. I looked it up. That's the way some people do it. I said, all right, fine. Paid him up front for pages done. So
That's just worded wrong. Like, yo, that sounds weird.
So I pay him up front, right? He and I'm not gonna say his name.
Yeah.
He says.
Say his name.
So then we get like he has to do some extras for me, like design some characters for me, right? He designed a character, and normally when you get your characters designed, that's a separate cost. So he didn't tell me it was a separate cost. He just started designing characters.
Oh.
So we get into, I forget how long we had been doing this. He says, oh yeah, you got to send me extra money. And I said, why am I sending you extra money? He said, because I've spent more time than I would have normally spent designing characters instead of doing your pages. I said, you didn't say that originally. You told me this is the cost per page. This is what you need to send me up front. I sent you that cost. If you want it separate for the character design, you just tell me how much character design is. I'll pay you separately for that. No, you got to pay me now the same amount that you paid me before because I spent that kind of time. I said, that's not going to happen. It will never happen. I'm not sending you that. So he says to me, well, then I'm going to have to take it. He doesn't even live in this area. Doesn't even live in this state. I'm going to send you, I'm going to get my lawyers involved. I'm going to send you to small claims court. You're going to have to fly here, show up in small claims court, and fight this issue. So not only are you going to pay me, because you're going to pay me. This is what he's telling me. You're going to have to pay for the flight. You're going to have to pay for your hotel, and you're going to have to pay for your flight back. I said, let me get back to you. I look up all that he said. Even called the small claims court in the state that he was in, the state and city that he's at. Uh-oh, the battery's running low. And they told me he was wrong on everything he told you. Every single possible thing that he told you, every point that he had, he was wrong on. So I contact him back. So I contact the lawyer. I contact him back. I said, my lawyer tells me that he would love the opportunity to go to small claims court with you. Because you were supposed to do this work on these pages. Not only that, you were supposed to do this, this, and that. So you will be paying for our flights down. For our time in court and our flights back. he sent me an email, not even a day later, a couple hours later, that said, I consider this matter resolved.
I bet.
And that was the end of it.
I bet. Yo, see, I hear you, but my experience with black people ain't great, bro. Like not even business wise, just in my everyday life.
Right.
Cause I grew up in Buffalo.
Uh-huh.
I talk different. I'm not a thug.
Me either.
Black
I'm
people
not.
made fun of me all the time.
Same thing for me.
Just because I wasn't, you know what I'm saying?
Same thing for me. Oh, you talk white.
Yeah.
You don't do this, you don't do that.
Some of my best friends got a nickname for me.
Right.
It's Biff.
Okay.
Biff from Buffalo.
Okay, I got
That's
you.
what they call me.
I got you.
What? What?
I got you.
It's kind of funny, but it's like, and I get it.
Yeah.
But that's like a little sample of my life growing up.
Right.
Like my closest, other than my immediate family, the closest people to me made fun of me because I wasn't as black as them.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Got to do that. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's kind of like and this probably gonna take the conversation a whole nother direction, but like black pride and like I love my black people.
Right.
But I know y'all ignorant.
Right. Well,
see what I'm saying? Like,
here's my.
And then when I say y'all, I'm not talking about everybody. I gotta specify.
Right.
Everybody ain't ignorant.
Right.
Like, come on, man.
Right.
But
it's to me it's a it's a sample of everyone.
Yeah.
That can be ignorant. Like I heard that coming up. You talk so, and my kids have heard it.
Mm-hmm.
My kids have heard it because we
just am who I am.
Yeah,
right? Like I don't know what you want from me.
We speak how we speak.
Yeah.
We have them act the way they act because we want them to be proper members of society, to be able to hold a conversation in a boardroom or on a basketball court.
Right.
That's the way we raise them to be. Mm-hmm. Simple as that. Mm-hmm. That's how we feel you should be.
You should.
So
you should encompass all your experiences, not just the black experiences.
So we have raised them the same way. So when my daughter went off to boot camp for the Air Force, I told her, I said, look, you are going to catch it from your people in boot camp. Because when you get there, you're not going to talk like all of them, and you're not going to act like all of them. So some people are going to give you shit behind it. Be ready for that. I am telling you right now.
I grew up with that.
So she went, when she was done, she was like, you couldn't have been more correct.
For real,
you couldn't have been more right.
It's so annoying.
And I said, you don't have to, I said, but I should have added this too. I said, do not change who you are to suit where you're at.
Okay.
You are who you are. Simple as that. The color of your skin makes you black.
Yep.
Period. You don't have to be pro-black to be black. Now my kids are both, like I am both. But I said you don't have to change who you are to fit where you're at.
Nah, man.
Simple as that.
That shit is fleeting.
So people, regardless of their color, will turn on you as fast as anything will.
Man,
so
for real. But the thing is, with black people, it's all like black pride and blah 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 blah, unless you're slightly different. That's my whole thing.
Right.
So,
I think that dynamic is changing, especially in the circles that I run in, because I speak to a lot of blurs, black nerds. So all of us have gone through the same thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So all of us have gone through that.
And there's one thing I'll say about me is I'm pretty average in literally everything. Like I haven't gone through anything new.
Right.
Under the sun. Like I haven't had a thought that nobody else has.
Right.
I have thoughts that I feel are special to me, right? But I don't feel like my thoughts are like, I don't even know, and this might be like a byproduct of all that, but my thoughts are for me, like they're not really, nobody else is going to be interested in what I'm thinking. Like, even this right now is strange to me, even what I'm doing now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's strange to me.
Right.
But the thing is, I see that this will help like
Right.
And when I say our people, I'm not just talking about black people. I'm
Right.
talking about people trying to come up,
Right.
to work together,
Right.
to make something happen.
Right.
That's really why I'm doing this.
Right, right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying?
And I do the exact same thing. So that's when, like I was saying, that's what I was telling her about. And even my son, my oldest son Miles, he's a black male and he's gay.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, dude, you're gonna catch hell.
I
Period.
don't know about so much now.
See, here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Running the world.
Me, I'm 49.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking from 49 years ago, or with, me coming up.
Yeah.
And I'm hearing all, you know what I'm saying, hearing and witnessing. But dude, it was completed. Before he went to NFA, I was like, man, we're gonna be down there all the time.
Yeah.
About somebody messing with him, about him being gay.
I'm sure he
Or
got
somebody
messed
messing
with
with him. But here's the thing, not one time, dude.
Not one time?
Not
Okay.
not only not one time, but everybody wanted him at everything. Because all the women don't feel pressured around gay men.
Yeah.
So all the hottest girls in high school wanted him at their parties or this or that or that or this. And then he was always dancing because he was dancing he was in competitive hip hop dance, and he was a cheerleader at school at NFA. So he was always everywhere, literally everywhere. In competitive dance, we went everywhere from Maryland to Ohio to literally. I drove to Ohio in a snowstorm, so he could dance.
That's what's up. Though.
So he could dance.
That's what's up. Yeah,
So I mean, and it was funny because when we got there, the group he was dancing with, the leader of the group at the time said, "I want everybody to take catch a plane ride down there, so that way nobody is left behind or nobody gets caught on the road." And I told him, I said, "Look, we're not gonna fly, we're gonna drive." So after a little while, he agreed.